Smith in the air, intercepted David Bass. There he goes, 10-5, end zone, touchdown. He picks up Flacco, pick six, David Bass.
Welcome back to the weekly sports table on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. I'm your host, Chris Shanafelt, and we are now joined by Chicago Bears defensive end, David Bass. David, thank you very much for joining the show today. How's it going?
Everything's good, man. Yourself?
I'm doing great. And so we're going to get this interview started. And right now, I mean, I'm not sure if you're able to hear it or not, but we played a clip of that pick six from that Baltimore Ravens game. And we talked about your sack a few weeks before that game, you and I. We talked about your sack on Drew Brees, which you said was then the biggest play that you've made. I got to think this pick six tops that sack.
Oh, no question about it. That probably was the highlight of my year, my rookie season.
Before this season, David, the Packers have beaten the Bears 6 straight, and on November 4th, Monday Night Football, you guys went into Lambeau Field and got the 27-20 victory. I know the season didn't end the way you guys wanted it to. You guys finished 8-8, and it ended with the Packers' loss. But, throughout this first year of yours, did you ever feel that those two games meant more than any other game that you guys played just because of the storied rivalry that it is?
The rivalry is important. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, the longest-lasting one in the NFL. So that game right there, well, both of them games meant a lot. However, I myself looked at every game, as the most important game because they all had a long season, 16 games, and that's going to determine whether you make it to the postseason and have a shot at the Super Bowl. So them games are huge. We got up for those, but all of them was important.
Exactly, and it's always a good mentality to have, but we're exactly 1 month away from the 2014 NFL Draft, David. Can you tell us a little bit about your draft experience from a year ago, and what was it like leading up to the draft? I know you played in the East-West Shrine game, and then it was and then what was it like to hear your name called in the 7th round?
That was crazy. I can't even begin to explain it because it's only like 253 people that get to hear their name called each year, and I want to say 2,000 plus enter the draft. So for me to be, one of those 253, especially coming from a small school, knowing where I came from, and, not knowing a lot of guys personally that made it, that was huge, not only for me, but for my family and my friends, all the people that went to my high school and then my college. So they kind of instilled at them that everything is possible. So as long as you work hard, stay focused, it can come true. But leading up to it, it was a crazy process, a lot of training, everything. There was a lot of interviews. That was crazy. It can be stressful at times. You're getting a lot of phone calls with different teams, agents, financial advisors, and then a lot of people reaching out to you just for support. So a lot of that stuff can be overwhelming.
All right, Phil Embry and the Bears have done a lot with the offseason and free agency so far. You spent a little time in Oakland with the Raiders, which means you spent time with fellow DN Lamar Houston. What can you tell us about one of the newest members of the Chicago Bears?
Oh, man, dude is great. He's a phenomenal athlete, real hardworking. And that right there, I know when they brought him in, he's going to give everything he got on every single play. From, the time I spent with him in camp and things like that, I did see his work ethic. I seen his technique, and how he just stayed after and kept doing repeatedly before and after practice. That was huge. So he's going to help us out a lot in the run and the pass game.
Chicago Bears defensive end David Bass joining the weekly sports table on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com and talking a little bit about free agency. David, what was your reaction like when you heard the news that Julius Peppers signed with the rival Green Bay Packers?
I was when I heard he did sign, I was happy for him. Because I wish him the best. And as talented he is, I don't think that he should be, not on the team, and I don't think that he's done. A lot of people say, well, he's getting old. No, scratch that. That's a phenomenal athlete, and he's still got a lot in the tank. So I was happy he signed. I was, depressed when we let him go because of his status, the high-caliber athlete he is, things he had to teach us, his experience, all of that was going to help, especially in games. People had the game plan against him, so that would always help us out. But, with him signing against the rival Green Bay, I was like, that's crazy, but at the same time, it's a blessing for him.
Mm-hmm. Well, one proven veteran leaves and another one comes. How excited are you to team up with Jared Allen?
That's nice. It's going to be nice. I was just talking to one of my friends, and we was talking about, this going into my second year in league, and I got some pretty notable defensive ends I can say I played with and learned from and get to talk to. So Julius Peppers and Jared Allen, they was in the game while I was in elementary school watching them, and middle school, going up through high school, I always looked up to them. So finally getting a chance to play with these guys and learn from these guys, it's a huge blessing on my part.
And you mentioned that, you're going into your second year now. So overall, how would you describe your rookie year in the NFL, and how are you going to build off of it going into your second year and have a better year?
If I had to describe my rookie year, I would say probably a little inconsistent or hesitant, because everything I was adapting. I was like, I had some moments where I felt like I really belonged. I was out there competing. A couple plays where I did everything right, and it showed on the play. And then some plays where it kind of looked like I was still adapting, I was lost, or didn't know what quite was going on at the time. But like I said, it's good to get that first year out the way. So I've seen everything I can go against. Now I know what to train for in the off season, like I'm going through now. I know what my weaknesses were, my strengths are, how to improve both of those, so I can be more successful in this coming year.
And David, you used one of the words in inconsistent. Do you feel that you fit in well with this Bears, the 4-3 defense, or do you feel that you'd be better as an outside linebacker?
No, I feel like I fit in.
All right.
When I say inconsistent, it's more of, the ups and downs of a game, not quite. Like when I watch film, I'd honestly say, this game I looked a little hesitant, whether because I was adapted to the speed, or I never seen this type of offense, or I wasn't sure on my play or my role as a defensive end or what I had to do. So you can tell the more and more I play, the more comfortable I get. And that's for any athlete. Once you get thrown out there, some people take it and run with it. Some people you can tell that they're young and they have things to work on. So when I go back and watch myself on film and criticize myself, that's one of the things I've seen. So now I got my first year under my belt. I want to eliminate all hesitation so I can just go.
Absolutely. And David, we've seen a bunch of the pictures on Twitter and Instagram. You and a bunch of your teammates have been working out in Florida. Brandon Marshall has called it South Bear. Can you share a few of the activities that you guys are doing down there in the nice weather that is in Florida, away from the horrible winter that we've had in Chicago?
Oh, it was nice, man. We got I want to say right under 20 guys down. We lift weights, we ran, we did position drills every day. And then we had a different activity set up for, the remainder of the week. So one day we went out to his house, we chilled. He had a basketball court, a swimming pool, things like that. One night we went to the go-karts. I think Jay Cutler ended up beating everybody. One night we went to pottery. We got to paint, things like that. People got to scope different things. We went to the beach one day. So it was cool. A lot of different things, kind of just to get together and not focus on football. Well, in the morning time, focus on football, but then evening time, kind of shy away from football and become closer as a team, Get to know one another.
And do you feel that it looks like you guys have a brotherhood. I mean, I'm not seeing many other teams work out with each other in the offseason, 20, 30 guys at a time. Do you feel that the brotherhood, the camaraderie makes you guys better as a team?
Oh, no question about it. And I think that's what's going to put us over the top right there. You see a lot of great teams in college do that and be successful because you stay in the same dorm or the same apartment buildings, you eat at the same time, you practice, you go to class together. All year round, you're with the same people on your team who you're going to grind out with, so you know one another. NFL is kind of you get together, OTAs, minicamp, training camp season. Then everybody got families. We're grown now, so you can get back home to either your wife, your kids, or your family. Now that I think, we got older guys such as Brandon Marshall that's setting up and organizing team activities in the off season, that's only going to help put us over the top, especially when you say a lot of teams not doing that. That's going to help us build chemistry.
And speaking of chemistry, what do you guys, David? What do you think the Bears are going to do this year? You guys going to make the playoffs? You guys going to do better than last year with this improved defense? And now, you guys are gelling together. What's the Bears' window this year?
Well, I can't guarantee any of that. I can say that, our staff, front office, all the coaches doing what they can to get the right pieces to the puzzle together. Mm-hmm. Then this whole off season, OTAs, minicamp, and training camp, they're going to figure out the right pieces to keep and put everything together and give us a plan that we need to go out and execute. And we're going to try our hardest to, reach the ultimate goal, which is the Super Bowl. So, but that's going to start upstairs in the front office. Like you said, they did a lot of bringing people in, letting people go, re-signing, so they can make us better as a team. And then it's up to us to execute whatever it is they put on the table.
We appreciate you joining the show, David. It's always a pleasure speaking with you, and we can't wait to watch the Monsters of the Midway this season.
I appreciate that.
There he goes, Chicago Bears defensive end David Bass, joining the weekly sports table here on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com.